My name's Niall.
Steve.
It's Georgia. I'm classified as a ceasefire baby.
Oh wow.
So the ceasefire in Northern Ireland after the Troubles happened in 1998, and I was born in 95. So when I was growing up, I didn't experience any violence really, any of the same violence that happened during the Troubles in Northern Ireland. But I grew up with the aftermath, and we both grew up with the aftermath. Niall's from Lurgan, which is a very Catholic, would you say?
For the most part.
Mostly, yeah, I would say that there's a lot of paramilitary, Catholic paramilitary still in Lurgan.
Okay. And your experience?
My experience, as George said, growing up in Lurgan, it's a rural Northern Ireland, so
Okay.
Yeah.
I never grew up in the city. And yeah, I suppose the only thing for me to really latch onto was youth work. Growing up in a rural setting.
What was it like growing up for you guys? After the Troubles, because we heard a lot. We've heard a lot come from London. That's what we used to hear on the news, about the Troubles, and it's always on the news, always on the news, always on the news.
Yeah, it was tough.
Pardon?
It was tough for Northern Ireland. We've been colonised for a long time by Britain. I think we're the first country that Britain colonised. Fact check that, but I'm pretty sure we're so close. Our borders. Yeah, fact check that. And so since that time that we were colonised, which is widely recognised as 800 years ago, we have been fighting for Irish freedom. Our people in Northern Ireland and Ireland have been fighting for Irish freedom. So what happened in the 1920s was that Ireland was partitioned. The kind of mostly colonised area after the Ulster Plantation in the 6 counties in Northern Ireland were sectioned off after an agreement with the Irish government and the British government, and thus became Northern Ireland, and a border was created between a country that I don't want to be too political, but I mean a border between any country should never be created. There should, yeah. So since then, youth work, what Niall and I we work in, youth work aims to allow young people to recognise their own independence in thought. I think a lot of the time it recognises that we should move forward as a Northern Irish state. However, in my opinion, pure youth work would be that we free the mind of whoever we're working with, whatever that means, and then support that. Youth work is all about good relations. It's a term that we use in Northern Ireland, good relations, and that is the kind of merriment and the what would you say,
yeah.
I've had a lot of distrust, I suppose.
Yeah, my latter years in life, I think we need to be paying more attention to the actual native understanding of Catholics and the native understanding of Protestants. It's not even religious anymore. It's to do with Irish and British culture. So what Niall and I do is actually very kind of convoluted and intense and difficult, and we are together on that, which is great. But the main premise is that we give young people a voice, no matter what that is, and work towards that.
I love that.
Yeah, and there's loads to it, but
Wait. I love that. No, we're fully aware, trust me. I'm from a place called Kilburn, and Kilburn used to be called, still is called County Kilburn, because all the Irish is in my area. And basically they used to come out with pots, with donation pots to get money for the IRA.
Right.
Yeah, when I was a kid, so I'm very well.
There you go.
Yeah, seriously, look it up. Kilburn, County Kilburn. It's full of Irish. Yeah, it's like we're all Irish go when they come to London.
They were
Yeah, it's very Irish. It's well known, very well known. Kilburn. That's what they call it, County Kilburn. It's kind of like it's not really a joke thing, but it's a serious thing.
Yeah. I mean, there are some more educated in Irish history than Niall and I, you know, and don't mind speaking for you, like, but that's the truth. Like, my dad's English and my mum's from Tyrone, so I grew up with a very neutral background. My name is Georgia Ram, my surname is German Jewish, and I can walk through any area with no problem. I have no religion, but that pigeonholes me in Northern Ireland because I don't have a religion, and you really should. You know, it's as a youth worker, you should have a religion.
What are you fighting for?
What am I? Exactly. Sorry?
You're more fighting for your rights and, you know, and for what's right.
Yeah. Fighting for freedom. Whatever that means. What does that mean? I don't know. To me now, like, I'm in university doing a youth work degree, and to me, freedom means that Ireland is free, because then after that, we're all Irish people who are born in Irish soil, and we should be able to make our choice after that, you know, with no colonisation, like, you know. And like, I will always be respectful to whatever British Irish culture that people grow up in. Like, that's what we're trained to be. Like, it's people, it's not.
What do you feel in your heart?
Me? I'm a woman of the earth. I'm a woman of the earth.
Yeah, but you're Irish.
I'm a human.
Northern Ireland should be one island, yeah? That's what I think as well.
Not because I think that that's right. I think that that's true. But for me, I think that, like, everyone chooses for themselves.
Come on, that doesn't make sense.
Well, that's part of youth work.
You've been trained to believe that.
No. Not at any point in my degree has any of my lecturers said you're a woman of the earth.
I know that all islands should be one. You know.
That's what I think. Ireland should be whole, because any country should be whole. But for me, like, people should be able to choose. So it's not my decision.
The English, yeah, the English Empire. It's an empire. Well, see the Commonwealth. You know what the Commonwealth is, yeah? That's basically they basically changed the name to the Commonwealth, but that's still the empire. You get it? Yeah, that's what the empire is. But they prettied it up. They made it sound, you know.
Like a
yeah. Like a more palatable.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it doesn't sound as bad.
Yeah, less of a hierarchy.
But the Commonwealth is the empire. You know. Yeah. Trust me, that's what it is. Yeah.
You're calling what it is. You're calling it what it is, and that's what it is. The countries that belong to the Commonwealth have, for a long time, belonged to the British Empire.
Oh yeah.
And you're right. Yeah. It's totally understandable.
The English, they don't.
They don't. They're powerful.
Yeah, they don't. They don't give it up. Yeah, they don't give it up.
They're so powerful. They think about history. Like 60 years, there's a statistic where humans can only really think about history or care about history about 60 years in the past, and before that it's like ancient history. It's like we don't understand that, but history always changes, it always moves, and for us to say that like something can't work now means that we're like insulting the intelligence of the future, or insulting the intelligence of natural order.
No, the reason why England will never give back Northern Ireland is because they can't have Ireland being like Ireland, like, you know, as one island, as the whole of Ireland, because that's a threat to like the English. You know what I mean?
It's insecure.
Yeah, they don't know what you're doing then.
It's insecure.
Because they've done a lot of bad things to Ireland, so they're thinking, oh, you lot might, you know, plot against them, or they need a grip in this country somehow. Because the English believe they do.
I just don't know. I just don't like. I know Irish people. Like we're not gonna revolve against the British Empire. Like we will fight for our rights and fight for our freedom to continue to do that, to remain independent. But we're not gonna. there's no violence in us.
Yeah, revenge. Do you know what that means? Yeah. So if the whole of Ireland, if the English had happened, like, and you know, the whole of Ireland got back together again, obviously they're worried about the repercussions of that. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I just don't know.
I don't know about the English.
Steve asked me, did I know what revenge meant?
Because he said that, you know, I think about those, you know.
There will be revenge.
Oh, thank you very much.
There will be revenge. But again, it's the natural order, surely.
Exactly. Yes.
The natural order of history. And it's not going to be everybody. It's not going to be
It won't be everybody.
9 million people, you know, wanting revenge in the British government. I can't speak for that, and I won't.
The world that size of Ireland and the cause, so there'll be more of that. It's too political. Fluffy. Like,
You started it.
If the English
Prepare.
then it's basically, and then it filters down to Palestine and Israel and you know what I mean. Then if we gave that back, what about Palestine? You know what I mean? Yeah, you get it. That's how far it goes. Obviously the English are wrong, we all know that. You know? We all know that. The English are terrible.
Okay guys, this is where I'm wrapping it up. Thank you so much for watching from Northern Ireland and God bless you all.